Hey everybody, it is Kendall Anish, your fave life coach, the remix coach, and I'm so excited about this annual show. Can y'all believe it is New Year's Eve? We are a day away from 2025. Doesn't it seem like we just started this? And I was just talking to some friends of mine. I've been doing this annual show for a very long time. And it never gets old because it's always fresh and new. Some faces you have seen on my channel before, some you have not seen on my channel before. Over the years, y'all know I've been doing this thing for a long time. So some faces you haven't seen once again, and some you're gonna be like, oh, I remember them. Oh, I loved when they were on another show. And I was talking to my boy, Dr.Leroy Mckenzie Jr. I have done this for years, and I think he has been on every New Year's Eve show. All right, so welcome to Candelanice Live, where we close out 2024 in style and step boldly into 2025 with purpose, power, and prayer. Today, we're releasing the past year, the blessings, the lessons, the highs, the lows, and we're setting the stage for what's to come. Together with my incredible guests, we will profess our hopes, proclaim our visions, and pray for a year of abundance, joy, and transformation. So grab your favorite drink. What y'all doing? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, whenever you're watching this, get comfortable. Let's have a real conversation, as I always like to do. And the possibilities of the new year to come, they're really in our hands, right? God is in control, but we are in control of ourselves. Let's remix our lives, step into 2025 with a win. We already claiming a win. All right, so who do I want to introduce first? I think I want to introduce Stacey first because Stacey and I had a conversation with a lot of people this year. And Stacey and I had a conversation, and she said 2024 may not have gone how I wanted it to go, but 2025 is it. And I've heard a lot of people say that. And it's cliche when people be like, you know what, this is my year, 2025, this is my year. We go to church and they say, okay, this is your year, this is the year to come. But for some reason, it feels different. I'm going to talk to the bounce back, the Generation X bounce back architect. Y'all might be like, what is that, honey? When I see this woman on social media, and if I talk to her privately, she is doing her darn thing. We are a woman of a certain age, and she promotes aging, healthy aging. She's an entrepreneur. She's a home girl. I'm not from where she's from Chicago, but we have a sisterhood. And I'm so proud and grateful. She's been on another show of mine to have Stacey J with us today. We're going to welcome her into releasing. We are releasing 2024. We're not getting stuck there. We're releasing it today. Let's welcome Stacey J to the panel. Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's good with you, girl?
Girl, everything moving forward is good. I mean, we talking about releasing and all that good stuff, which we should be doing anyway, any day, any year. But I mean, we got that new year, new you. I'm not with none of that. Only because I think that. Oh, are we talking that? I mean, we talking?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Come on. We gonna bring it in.
I know every year we go, new year, new me. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna make money and all that. And I just think tomorrow's Wednesday, right? What day we on? I can't even keep up. But tomorrow,
I don't even know. Let me see.
I don't even know. Is it Thursday? I don't know.
I know.
But it's the next day. And so I do know that the year kind of gives that mark of something ending, but it's something beginning. And I don't want to concentrate so much on just 2025. I want to concentrate on 2025 and beyond. Because I don't want it to just be about 1 year. 2024 might have not been the greatest, but we get the opportunity on a daily to be able to do better, to make different choices, to see what's not working. So I'm here for the releasing, but I think it should be something that we do throughout the year.
I agree 100%. And that's why I love you. And that's why I said it in the beginning. You know, when we met virtually, I was like, that's my girl right there. Because we have certain mindsets that are the same. We're the same age, you know, going through some of the same things. You know, you've been on my show, taking care of your precious mom who has passed. So I know that's been weighing on you. And I told you, I've been praying for you, even if, you know, when people be like, I'm praying for you, girl. No, I've been praying for you because I seen your heart. I seen your dedication to your mom, your dedication to your cousin's business, your dedication to your business. Like, you are a champion. I saw you with Bella. Just, you know what I mean? Just, you are a champion of all ages, and you are a champion of people, and you are a family person. If I don't know anything about you, I know that you ride for your entire family. And I love that about you. I love your personality. I love that about you.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
you're welcome. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen in 2025. All right.
Me
So
too.
I'm going to bring my next. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying me too. I'm with you, for me and for everybody else.
Absolutely. All right. So my next guest I'm going to pull up. Look, they don't know who I'm going to pull. So get ready. Get ready. Like double dutch. You about to jump in. So I'm looking at Clarissa Law. So I met this woman who is amazing on a podcast episode I did in North Carolina, Bring Out My Sponge, with our girl Regina Smithwick. And we were part of a panel conversation in a podcast. So we all met in person that day. And she has a beautiful spirit. She shared some of the things that she has gone through in past relationships. She was very candid and honest, and I can always rock with people who keep it 100, right? Who say, listen, this is my testimony, this is what happens, but this is not what makes me who I am. Now, I got all the bios. I could read the bios, but I want to make sure this is personal, because each time I pick my panels, I allow God to do it, and it's organic, and I like it to be personal. But this personable. But this is a woman who has found love again after everything that she has gone through. She's a professional transformational life coach, and she's pretty awesome. I want to welcome Clarissa Law to, this is the first time she's ever been on my channel in this panel. So let's welcome Clarissa.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I really am excited to be here. So first, I just want to say that I align with the both of you, Miss Stacey J, in regards to, yes, it's the new year. Everybody has those. It's the new year. Let's do this. I'm like, if you feel like you need to change something on a Thursday, let's get it done on Thursday. If you feel like you need to change Saturday night, let's get it done Saturday night, Sunday morning. So I definitely have that same mindset. But in this world we live in, we acknowledge the end and the beginning and things like that. Yeah. So I'm excited about my tomorrow, whether it's January the 1st or whether it's January the 15th. I'm just excited about my tomorrow.
Yeah. Come on. And I love that. And welcome to the panel. And I love having people that's just going to bring the real, you know, and be honest, because this is a channel about changing the narrative when it comes to, you know, Black folks. That's, I got to say that first and foremost, and changing stereotypes and having real honest conversations. And unfortunately, the real honest conversations, the dope people, sometimes it doesn't go viral. All the foolishness and all that stuff does. But I like people on here that keep it all the way real. You know, you got to be honest with yourself and other people. That's how people relate. And I definitely know I got two women on here right now that'll do that and a whole lot more. So let me introduce the next guest. And again, welcome. All right. So this man is no stranger to my channel. Like I said, every episode that I've done or every annual show that I've done on my channel, he has been here. He's been on my pod. I've been on this for 20. He's been on everything that I've done. And I call him my brother. Now, listen. So we talk about transparency. He's not afraid to tell his opinion. He will stand 10 toes down even if he's the only one that feels that way. And I respect people like that. We have a show together called More Than Just a Movie, where we break down classic Black films, and we have open discussions about relationships, about other topics, anything. I can call on him for anything, and I know he will always be there. He is the impact. I call him Little Clarence Avant because he is a connector of people. He will say, hey, you got to get with this person. This person does this. This person does that. And he's very well connected. And he's crazy in a good way. I love my brother, Dr. Leroy Mckenzie Jr. Welcome.
What's up, good people? I'm like, who's she talking about? I need to meet that dude. But thank you.
What's
What's
good
going on,
with you?
everybody? It's
He
New
sound
Year's
pretty all right.
Eve. It's New Year's
New.
Eve. We about to slam the door. We ain't closing the door. We slamming the door in 2024 on 2024, and bum rushing the door to 2025.
Come on, Bum Rush. See, I love my panel already. See, you got to be of a certain age to understand what bum rush is. Like, if you don't understand what bum rush is, y'all might be too young for this channel because we're going to bum rush
I'm
2025.
I'm gonna hurt you, Kendall. We gonna bum rush the show.
Look, and I might as well keep it going because we ain't taking no shorts. We ain't taking no shorts. All right, so let me get my other panelists on. I might as well continue with the brothers because this brother goes by the name of Brother Calvin D. Tucker Jr. Now, this man right here, like I talk about shows, he's been on my live shows, he's been on my virtual shows, he's been on my podcast. Like he is Brother Calvin D. Tucker, but I took him on as my little brother. We are now family. And what I love about Calvin, he don't give a care if nobody, let me say this, nobody promotes him or celebrates him. What that man's going to do is celebrate him. I never seen somebody promote themselves as much as I seen this brother promote himself. He don't care if he wears you down with posts. He don't care if he wears you down with text. He believes in himself. He's a model with integrity. He is very much into his faith. He has already set standards for himself. I'm not proposing in underwear. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I can always rock with somebody with a great moral content and is comfortable in his love for God and who he is. He's a singer. He's an actor. He's an entertainer. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce Brother Calvin D. Tucker Jr. to the panel.
What's going on, everybody? Getting down.
Come on.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Not sure what's happening.
Hello, everybody.
Let's see.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Not sure. I see him talking in the back.
I can hear you.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Let's see.
Hello, everybody.
he's
Hello,
coming.
everybody.
Hey,
I think he's
Praise,
coming.
praise the Lord, saints. Praise the Lord, saints. Can y'all hear me?
hallelujah.
I know we can hear you. Can
Oh,
he
can
hear
you?
us? Is the question, Kendall.
Yes, I can hear all of y'all.
Wait, he just popped off. He said,
No,
hallelujah, saints. I heard that part.
I'm still here. Technology, boy.
All
Technology.
right. Can y'all hear him? I can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear everybody.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you all. I can see you all.
All right, Cal.
Hey, well,
Welcome.
what's
See, you're
going
an
on,
entertainer.
everybody?
You had to give a little strut before you came in.
Exactly. I'm used to it. Thank you for having me on this show. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm glad you're here. You definitely are going to add to this conversation because we're talking about releasing 2024. And some of you might be saying, I don't want to release it because that was the best year of my life. But guess what? We got to release so God can do a new thing. We got to release so more can come into our lives. So welcome. And I see you guys watching live and I see your comments. As after I introduce everybody, I'll get to you all. All right, who do I have next? All right, let me go to All right. So this young lady is the joy inspirer. So if you see her on social media or if you see her in person, you're going to get the same energy. Her smile will light up an entire room. I've known her since high school and we lost contact and we reconnected some years ago on social media. We had a show, a podcast called Jersey Girls, because she is from Jersey as I am, went to the same high school, and she's been through a lot. She has been through a lot, and she teaches people how to keep the joy or reclaim the joy in their lives. She's a mother, she's a grandmother, she's a creative, she wears many hats. But one thing she's going to do is bring the joy, and she is infectious. And I love that about her because no matter what she's going through, she'll tell you what she's going through. You know, she's very transparent, but she's also so joyful and it's not fake. You know how some people try to fake through it? Her joy is real and she earned every bit of that. So we're going to introduce Ahisha Kalima.
Hello, everybody. I'm
Hi.
so excited to be here. It's so nice to be on this panel and meet all of these amazing people. And Kendall, I love that you named this show Releasing 2024 because it is time to let some things go. Point blank.
Point blank and the period, right?
Yes.
All right. So next up, our final guest. It says Ron Duke, but I know him as Duke. Let's see. How can I introduce him? So when I was 18 years old, I met a guy named Rich. We became best friends first and foremost. And I met his family and they've been stuck with me forever. That is my family since I was 18. Their mother, Miss Flory, I call her Mama Flory. I love her like she was my own mother. This is my extended family in Jersey, all the aunts, all the cousins. Let me tell, I don't even know how many people they have in their family. It gotta be in their immediate family. It gotta be like 100 people, 200 people. And I come from a smaller family. I go to their family, usually like, good grief. Everybody in the town in South Jersey is their family, and they're tight like that, and they're cool like that. And Duke is no different. This is my brother from another mother, but his mama, my mama too. I claim her. All right, let's introduce Duke to the show.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people? What's happening? How we doing?
Hey.
Hey, Kendall.
Duke, you are on my.
What you say?
No, you go.
Oh, so I gotta say, we can't get rid of you if we tried. You know what I mean? There's no way. You're stuck with us.
And I love
get rid of you. We're stuck with you. I just want to say too, Gen X, right? Which all of us belong to, right? Don't let them call us crazy, right? For just being who we are, right? Because we come, like we said, you use the word bum rush. That's what we do. We bum rush things, right? But we're not going to let them flip on us to make us crazy because we're Gen X and we don't play around at all.
At all. That part.
I'm glad to be a part of this stuff. I'm glad to be a part of this function. And Kendall, we don't talk a lot, but I like to think that I'm always a phone call away.
I appreciate that. And you are. And that's what family is. That's what family is. You don't have to, but you definitely are. And I appreciate you. I appreciate your whole family. You might have seen Duke on my channel. Well, this got to be like 4 years ago. Why people cheat. And when I tell you he got the real, so it's still on YouTube. Just Google, just search why people cheat. When I tell you he came with the real, that show was a 2-part show. That thing was on fire. But I'm excited about that. Maybe.
Hey, that's the only way we know, right?
To keep it real.
That's it.
Absolutely. I just want to welcome everybody. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, y'all. So we're going to get right to it. I talked a little, I know Clarissa and Stacey and Ahisha, everybody talked about releasing 2024 and why it's good to release and not just have a certain day to release, but to release. Why do you think that it's important? And whoever gets this first, why do you think it's important to release? Even if it's a good year, a bad year, indifferent year, crazy year, whatever you want to call it, why do you feel it's good to release? And why did you decide to be a part of this panel? Why did you say yes?
I'm going to jump right in. It's something you said, it's important to release, even if it's good or it's bad, right? The number one reason to release is to make room for the new, to make room for all the things you're still asking for. Because as people, we don't ask for one thing. And when we get it, life is just, okay, I'm happy for the rest of the day. For the rest of my life, there's always more that we want. There's always more that we want to achieve or have or get to. And so if you always hold on to everything, you don't make room for anything else. Everything just gets repetitive in your life.
Yeah,
I agree. And when we talk about release, we also should look at the fact that when we release something, we're not forgetting. So we're releasing the baggage, we're releasing everything we needed to get rid of, cleanse out, so that we can prepare for the new that God is giving us. And we remember the lessons that we learned from the previous year. We remember the growth that we have gained from the previous year as well.
Absolutely, because that's so important. Anybody else want to chime in on that?
I would say, go ahead.
Okay, I want to add to that, just kind of processing the question. I'm just thinking about some of us may have experienced some things that were really great this year that we thought was like the best we've ever had, right? And like our past has been so bad and things have finally gotten good for us and we want to hold on to it. But I have to say it takes courage, it takes trust, it takes faith to release, because it's like if we understand who God is, we understand that he has so much greater for us. So I think it can be a challenge for people who haven't had, and now they feel they do have. And it's like, I just want to hold on to this. And I'm reminded of this image that I saw, a little girl, and it was God, and he had the big teddy bear behind him, and she had the little teddy bear, and she didn't want to let that little teddy bear go. But God is saying, if you think this is it, what I really have for you is even greater, because his word says he will do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask, think, and imagine. So I think sometimes that's a reason why people don't want to let go, because they may not have had it that good in their lives.
Baby,
I want to chime in on, because everybody's saying great things. And I think that when it comes down to life is forever changing, nothing stays the same at all. So when it comes down to, again, releasing, removing things to be able to receive things, again, I think that's a daily, weekly, monthly thing. It's not just about the end of the year, because I don't want to wait to the end of 2024 to reflect on everything that didn't serve me or did serve me, and then try to cram all of that into a New Year's resolution to be better for the new year. I feel like when we release, take time throughout the month to say what worked, what didn't work, what do I need to receive, what do I need to let go. That's like what they say about if you single and you got stuff all on the other side of the bed, how you going to receive somebody to come into your life? Or if you want to make room, I want a new car, well, I got to cherish the one I have, but I have to prepare myself in a space that I can be able to receive more. So this year has really been about releasing and reflecting, period. Like, I don't want to go tomorrow, I'm gonna be great, tomorrow I'm gonna lose weight, and then those things that we want to do end up fleeting very quickly. So by February, I didn't eat everything now, so it doesn't make a difference. So yes, to open up the space for growth, to open up the space for new things that God is wanting to give to you. We see in the Bible, things change all the time. And some people don't embrace change like they should, because again, you're holding on, but you can't grab if your hands are closed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to add to that, if I can, Kendall, piggyback up on top of what Stacey said. Not only are we talking about releasing 2024, but how about we release the seconds? How about we release the minutes? How about we release the hours? How about we release the days, that especially if these things didn't work out for us? How about we release that and open ourselves up to what could be, because we really don't know what it can be if we don't open up. It could be something, it could be a blessing that was waiting for us, but because we still hold on to those minutes and seconds and hours and days that weren't any good, we weren't able to accept those blessings. So how about we release those and then release the year and then get ready to accept these new blessings in 2025.
That's so good. It's so good. And the reason why I say, even if you have a good year, because I had a pretty good 2024. You know, some years it's like, oh, please hurry up and go away. It's pretty good, but I know that it could be better. I know that it could be greater. So many lessons were learned, so many new things I tried, so many challenges I conquered, you know, everything. So when I think about the year being good, people just think that God just has good for us, right? Oh, it's okay because I didn't experience this, or I didn't experience trauma, or I didn't experience this. We're thinking that it's good or that's the best. So I know you said, you know, that you don't want to release it because you feel like, oh, God, is he going to give something else? But it's all about the lessons. If you go through a year and you don't learn anything, then you're not present in your own life. It's something you got to learn and take away. Let's talk about releasing regret. What is one thing? And I know some people say, well, I don't look at it as regret. I look at it as lessons and blessings. And I do too. But something that you said, I would have done this maybe differently. And now moving forward, I know better. So I'm going to do better. And then also, I want you to tell me how you're going to forgive yourself for maybe a past mistake or something that you didn't do and wish to do moving forward, because it's all about releasing. We got to release all of that. And whoever wants to go first, because I see you shaking your head.
I was going to say that to me, I am that person about the regret thing, because I think regret is a sin. I think that when you have regret, it leads to depression. It leads to stagnation. You're not going to move. And that's no shot to anybody that has regret. We've all looked at something and said, if I woulda, shoulda, coulda. But that is the reason why I go by the title, the bounce back architect, is because we're constantly bouncing back. We're constantly bouncing back. And my thing with us, especially as Gen Xers, is we should be bouncing back from emotional intelligence, because we live life. We've done stuff. It's like a lot of stuff we're repeating. Different year, repeating some of the same things, new level, different devil. So I'm saying is that when it comes to regret, yes, sure, I've looked at things and said, man, if I would have did that, then I would have. But if I stay there, then I'm going to possibly live there for a minute. Like, man, I shouldn't have did it, and I should. And then you beat yourself up over stuff, and it does not help us progress or evolve to where we're supposed to be. So for me, I'm always talking about we're already bouncing back. Just like you said, the lessons you learn a lesson that helps you propel to something else. So when you see that again, because it's coming back around, all these lessons come back around, and it's almost like a test. Like, oh, I dealt with this before. Okay, so let me think before I respond and react. Let me think about how I want to deal with this. Do I want to be regretful, or do I want to be make provisions for how I can do this better, because I've seen it before? So regret is something that I just don't try to stay in. Do I think about it? Yes, but it's not a place to live.
Yeah, don't dwell there. That's how I am, because like you said, you're absolutely right. It can take you down a rabbit hole of depression, shoulda, woulda, couldas. And once something happens, you can't unring the bell. So how can you be better moving forward? I totally agree with you with that. And some people have secret regrets, and that's what's stopping them from living the best life that they live. And I know it's a cliche. We live in our best lives, but you know, some people aren't, because they are living in regret. So how can, and someone else could definitely answer this, how do you want to move forward? Something that you might not have done, or something that you wish you would have done, because it's still about growth, right? And essentially it's something that, hey, maybe I can do this better in 2025. Clarissa, I see your hand.
So I agree again with Stacey J. There's not necessarily regret. For me, I have taken an internal look, like, what is it about me that allowed that thing to happen, or that person to treat me the way that they treated me? It's looking at myself. I think I do more of that now that I'm older, as we talked about. I look more at me, like, you are who you are, and I can't change you, but I can change me and how I interact with you. So I don't necessarily see it as regret. I see it as, okay, What is it about you that allowed that to happen? And that's what allows me to grow and progress and just move differently around people. It doesn't mean some people I don't have to stop talking to. Some things I don't have to, if I have to be in the situation, I don't have to not talk to you anymore. I just move differently around you and I learn me. I learned, okay, I can see I need to interact with you in this way. I need to move around you this way. You still are who you are. You still are cool in whatever it is you're cool in. But once I identify those things, I don't look at that person and like, you need to change. I'm not going to be around you. We all are a work in progress. So I just look at myself and say, we're not going to get caught up in that anymore. And we're going to move differently around this person. So I think I do more of looking at myself and seeing how I can shift, or what is it about you that allowed that to happen?
Amen. Say it again. I love it.
Yeah. Can I jump in on what she was saying too? Is that, one of the things I really focused on this year was that I am the common denominator in my life. I am the one person who is going to go into and out of every relationship. I am the one person that's going to start this life and finish this life with. Nobody, not my children, husbands, friends, are going to go every step with me but me. So like she said, the only thing that is most important is that I learn about me through every situation. That's what helps me not to have the regrets, because I know nothing comes to kill or destroy me. So obviously I'm supposed to learn something. And the moment I stop to say, okay, what am I supposed to get out of this? That's when the regrets kind of just go away, because I know that it didn't come to kill me. So I must gotta learn something.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Come on. You're still here.
Because that's right. I am still here. I'm still moving on. If I break up with somebody, I'm still here. If I stop speaking to somebody, I'm still here. If I leave a job, I'm still here.
Okay.
So no matter what, if I don't learn what I did to not move the same way, I could be mad at Kendall and say, well, Kendall did this and Kendall did that. But Kendall is over there living her best life. I'm still worried about Kendall when I should be worried about me.
Right.
And we're gonna have church today.
Come on. I wanted to say something to that. Years ago, I might have been in my 30s, maybe, and I was watching Oprah. Now, Oprah was at her height with her show. And I remember she was on there and she said somebody she was mad with, and she was holding it and holding and holding. It did so much to her on the inside. Then she said she saw that person out, and that person was living their best life. They wasn't thinking about her. And she said it hit her like, I'm sitting over here mulling years of anger and unhappiness. And I happen to see them by chance, and they laughing, joking. And she said that was the time that she released it. And you're all right. We have no control over anybody else but ourselves. We govern ourselves, not other people. So I totally agree. Did anybody else want to?
Can I add to
Superpower.
Can I add to that? I'm sorry. Sometimes people don't even know what they've done to you. They're just living their lives. They're just being who they are, right? So if a person is mean or rude, I'm like, you don't know me to be rude to me or mean, because if you knew me, you wouldn't. But some people don't even know what they're doing. They don't even know what they left you with. Right. So you're being scarred, like you said, I'm angry, Oprah's angry. That person might not have even known that they scarred you or they wounded you in some kind of way. So release it.
I did something about it's not my responsibility for your feelings.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, people don't recognize. I read a book, y'all, called Setting Boundaries, Finding Peace.
Oh, that's my book. That's my book. That's my book.
It changed my life because it tells you about your boundaries. It tells you about other people's boundaries with money and everything. When I tell you it changed my life, because I didn't realize that your boundaries are kind of sloppy. You know what I mean? You can't tell this person don't walk on your carpet with shoes, and then you let somebody else walk on them, and then, expect them to understand. So that book changed my life. And so that is, oh my God, this is the move differently. That's my motto. I'm moving differently. Some people do need to be, compartmentalize people.
Yes.
You got your, you got this circle, you got that circle.
Yes.
I'm not talking business with someone that does not do business and expect them to be like, girl, yeah, you should be doing this. So why would I put myself in that position?
But you're still
and then
cool.
I'm like, you ain't got nothing to say or whatever. I'm not doing that. When I tell you I'm so
can I jump in? Amen. I agree. I agree 100% with what you just said. And some people think I'm rude when I say that. I'm not responsible for your feelings. when we deal with the facts of what was said or done. And so that definitely was something I went through in a past relationship. But anyway, my thing is, if I send a text that says good morning and you feel offended because you're going through the worst day of all and I don't know, and you know what is good about it, why would you send me this text? And now we're in person talking it through. I'm listening to your feelings. You're telling me how you're hurt and how dare me. And at the end of it, after we process, and I say, well, that's not what I meant. I just meant to wish you well, to let you know I was thinking about you. And then you're still stuck on what you felt from something I had nothing to do with, then that is no longer my concern. I came to you in person as you requested. We sat. I showed you that I cared about how you felt, and then you are stuck. Just like we were talking about being stuck on a previous year or being stuck in something that's in 2024 is not going to allow you to be able to grow to whatever you need to understand for 2025.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Can I add to that?
Sure. Absolutely.
So I think I'll start with know thyself, right? Because you got to support for you to know yourself. Just like if you're a person that's trying to not drink alcohol, why would you go to where alcohol is? If you're trying to lose a little bit of weight, you need to stay away from that mac and cheese. You don't need to go to where it's going down, right? It's the same with human beings, right? People have. Can I say this, Kendall?
You can say whatever you want.
People have shit, right? And they have their shit. So it's important for you to know yourself because you're not a person who wants to take on their shit. You don't have anything to do with their stuff. So you don't even need for them to bring that into your life, whatever it is. It could be finances, it could be relationship wise, it could be, health wise. It doesn't even matter. They have some stuff, right, that has absolutely zero to do with you. And they might be looking for some type of let out that has nothing to do with you besides just take your energy. So we want to release that for 2024. If that was,
we want to release the energy snatchers. We want to release the energy snatchers. Those people in your life that make you feel worse when you're around them than good when you're around them. We're releasing those people. We're releasing the people that every time you say something positive, they're going to say something, counter it with something negative. We're releasing those people. We're releasing the people that when you do something great, they say, must be nice. We're releasing those people.
Your little whatever.
The people that little whatever and little this, little that. Y'all know we're releasing the people that are not serving us. And we're releasing ourselves from the people we are not serving. Because we are not serving everybody and everybody is not serving us. It's not a flex to have 9,062 people in your phone if you only talk to 10. It's not a flex to be able to say, I got this amount of friends. It's not a flex. We're looking for quality people in 2024. We're looking for people who are going to push us further in our spirituality, who are going to push us further in our financial endeavors, who's going to push further in friendships, who are going to be there, family. We're releasing people who do not serve us and people don't want to hear. You need to release yourself from people you are not serving. We're all on this planet together, but everybody is not meant to be. We're releasing nouns, people, places, and things that are not, we don't want to walk in a room and we feel miserable in that room.
Yeah.
That's not serving us. And some people want to hold on to people. And Leroy, know what I'm gonna say. I quote this all the time. One of my favorite movies is Love Jones, and this goes for people and not just relationships. Where he says we've been together all these years, and she says Nia Long says all we had was all these years, and it's just not enough anymore. So people start counting the years they've known somebody and think that that's quality. When it's not quality, it's just counting up the years. We're releasing them people. If I've known you for 6 months and you have brought goodness to my life, then you're here. If somebody I've known for 25 years ain't bringing nothing but heartache, pain, trouble, and complaining, they got to go. We releasing y'all. Cuckoo. We release.
Yeah. We need to
normalize honesty. Don't be laughing.
We need to normalize honesty because I do little talking heads all the time about Listen, they're not responsible for your feelings. I'm going to say what I need to say because we, not really the Gen Xers, but the world has become so fragile and so passive, and so you can't say anything without someone being
like my
offended
boyfriend.
by it. And I'm like, I myself don't know how to, or as a Sagittarius, I don't know how to. Hey y'all, I just wanted to tell you that I don't know how to do that, so I'm gonna say it how I need to say it. And again, for people who know you,
that's
they
that Gen
know
X
that.
in you, Stacey. That's that Gen X in you.
That's that what?
That Gen X.
Right. And I'm saying is that I don't know how to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to say it meanly, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And that's the people that I'm like, Gen X people are just different. We're built different. We're made different. We like Teflon, steel, the cast iron. So when I talk to people,
you know why?
You
know why, Stacey? You know why we different? Because when we grew up, it was no such thing as bullying. Like people would say things, you would do things, you would walk everywhere, you be in the mud, people would make fun, do this, and we were stronger. These people now, these people weak. The minute you say something, they in the corner crying. Go ahead.
Or yes. Medication.
Hey, we come
and Kendall,
we might jump the bully.
In our time, a bully was checked immediately. You didn't get to be a bully for long. Somebody in that Gen X was gonna be like, why you picking on people? I can handle you.
You know what? That's what I say too. I don't know if I'm Gen X, depending on what you look at. I'm a millennial. I'm 41 now, but hey, I was raised the same way. And you know, I always tell people I was bullied, but to the extent of that there was an introduction of the bully, and then I bullied back. So I always defended myself. Right, yes. That's how I was raised. And so, but I also, you took me to my list, Kendall, of a couple of things that we're releasing in 2024. Some people need to release that no. For those who are waiting for approval from others for what God has already called forth in you, stop acknowledging man's no and tap into the divine instructions for God's yes in your life. We're leaving behind and releasing stupid people and stupid conversations. People and what? Yes, I'm not calling people stupid, but sometimes the things that come out of you is a representation of what you feast on. It's a representation of your mentality. And so if you are spewing out trash and stupidity, that is the category that you ultimately fall under in this scenario. And so we're leaving that behind. You got to come to me with intelligence. How are we going to collaborate? How are we going to move forward? How are we going to help others and serve the community with our gifts, our talents, our skills, our regular job, our side hustle? What are we believing God for that we together can move God's people forward? Simple as that. And it's easy. It's easier done than said. We can do it just like that.
Raise your hand if you releasing stupid people.
Hallelujah.
Already did.
Get them out of there.
Let me tell you something funny.
I like it. Say what it is. Stupid people.
Yes, stupid. Yes. Listen, you said something earlier, and I had gotten knocked out. But a word that I heard so much last year that is I'm releasing. I don't use it, but I'm also not accepting it. That word trigger. You triggered me. Listen, I heard somebody say on a clip one time for a show that was coming and said, well, "What if you didn't have any triggers? You are the trigger. You are the problem. And now you want everybody in your circle and runs into you to understand your triggers when they weren't even there to cause them, weren't there when they happen to you, don't have any knowledge of them. And now every time I open my mouth, I got to be like, oh, sorry, didn't mean to trigger you. Oh, sorry, listen, take your triggers and go somewhere with them. Get them fixed and then come back to the real world.
Like if you are watching live and you releasing stupid people, releasing triggers, people that are not serving you, I need you to put some thumbs up or put the praise hands up in the comments.
Yes.
In the comments.
I would like to speak on that, what she said about triggers. If I'm talking to you and you triggered me, you don't know that I'm triggered. I know I'm triggered. So that goes back to that self-awareness and being aware of what I need. Like, actually, something recently happened and I can't remember specifically. And so when those things happen, I say, why did that bother me like that? Why did that thing bother me like that? I'm not going to go to you and say, oh, you did this. I'm bringing you into my history of trauma that you have no idea about, right? So it's that trigger happened for me to acknowledge that there's something that I need to be aware of and address, work on, heal from, right? So again, you don't know what my triggers are. So if I was to, I'm a person that when things happen, I don't react like that. I go in. What was that about? Why do you feel that way? Why are you thinking that way? Well, who is the person? Did the person, if you know the person, you know their intent behind it. And if they don't know you, you really can dismiss it. But you don't know what my triggers are. That's my issue.
Right. Yeah.
I need to address, not put it all on everybody else where we're walking around like, oh my God, this might trigger. They don't know. I don't know what would trigger.
Like a landmine.
Yeah.
People walking around like they walking on landmines. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. This bothers a person. That bothers a person. You don't know what to do. You walking on a landmine. And that's not serving you. Like anybody you're in a relationship with, whether it's business, romantic, friendship, that's not a freedom. And you need freedom at this point. What you want to say, Stacey?
I was gonna say I've been talking about this lately because I've been doing a lot of reflecting. Is for me, and you guys can tell me if you feel this. When you're supposed to be doing something bigger, greater, bolder, brighter, there's a certain energy that goes with that. And we have so much that we have under our belt, meaning age-wise, habits, experiences that we kind of hold on to a little bit, but we're evolving. But we quite haven't evolved to where we really want to be. It's like you can see where you want to be, but where it takes to be there, you got to let go. And because we're not quite, we might be 80, we might be some 90, but that last percentage that we know we need to let go to finally step in the light in the booth come on, we haven't quite gotten there yet. That is what I'm dealing with now, as I know without a shadow of a doubt who I am and what I was meant to do here.
Yes.
But I also know that there's this little remnants where you say if you stop drinking, don't be going over to the where they got the drinks at. I'm still like,
a little sip, a little sip.
You know, every now and then I want to go in and have a drink, you know. But I'm just saying, and it doesn't mean you have to let everything go, but it's a thin line, I believe, between stepping into your greatness and letting that go. And it's almost like I feel God going, baby, you almost there. When you get all the way over here, I'm going to show you what it's really like, but you're going to lose a lot of people.
Yes.
You're not going to be around a lot of people, and people are not going to be there for you like that. But I got you. And I'm like, you got me, God. Okay, well, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? So it's a thin line to really step fully over into that, that realm of where you're supposed to be. So that's the reflection I have, is that it's going to maybe be lonely over there, or he's going to bring you new people, but you got to be ready to accept these new people because they don't look like they used to look. They don't talk like they used to look. Yes. You said you want stupid people gone. Well, here go the smart people over here. You going to come over here and do this or not? So
come on.
Right.
Absolutely. You know what? That's a whole word. You had everybody shaking their head because that is nothing but the truth. It's like we want to hang on to what's familiar because it's safe, because it's comfortable, but there's no growth in familiarity. There's no pushing. We are rubber bands, right? So God has to stretch us. And y'all know how a rubber band, if it loses elasticity, it kind of gets loose. We are rubber bands, right? And we think that we don't want it to get loose, so we're going to only stretch this much. No, we're going to stretch the capacity of that rubber band. If it pops, that's when the blessings pop. So we have to stretch and not stress, because this is the thing. We are still here. Like Color Purple. I'm still here. We still here, right? But so that means no matter what happened, we are not breakable people. We might have been bending like, the best gymnast, but we are not breakable. If we are still here and we have made it through 2024, I just want to give yourselves a hand, for real, because so many people could have said, you know what, I'm out. People checking themselves out all the time. I'm out. And they did. Exactly. I can't handle this. I can't handle that. But we as people, I'm just going to keep it real. We built to last. We as people, the little stuff that bothers some people, we like, what else you got? We done been here already. Like, what else you got? We are ready for it. And like you said, and everybody's not a Gen Xer, but it's almost like this ain't nothing. Like I done been through, like what else you got? Like I can handle that. And I think that's the test too with God, because before he places you where you're supposed to be, he has to test you to make sure you're ready to stay there. And because anybody can work themselves up to get to where they want to go. Oh, I want this type of career or this type of me. I'm going to work myself up. And then once you get close to it, like, it's too hard, forget it. We're all people on here, you know, seeing everybody knows that we are built to last. So I want to ask you guys this. What, built to last? Amen.
Amen.
Oh,
Yes.
amen.
Yes.
Amen.
We're here.
All right, let's talk about some of the unexpected blessings that we have had. What are some things or someone unexpectedly who brought you joy, peace, love, business, whatever, and how can you remain open to the unexpected blessings in 2025? So
I'll go first.
I'll start with you, Leroy.
Huh?
Start with Leroy. Okay, and then Leroy, because I haven't heard from Leroy. So I want to make sure I hear you. And then Stacey. Leroy.
Well, I mean, I've had throughout the year, I've had people that have poured into me, and I always look at it like this, that there are times that you are a pitcher and there are times that you are a glass. And what that is the picture. I call it the picture in the glass, which is where, you know how you go to a restaurant and you sit at a table and there's a glass at each setting, and then they'll bring you out a picture of whatever, water, lemonade, tea, whatever they're bringing out, and the pitcher is used to pour uh, into the glass. And I correlate that to us sometimes having to pour into people and then being poured into. I've had business associates this year that I've connected with, that I've been privy to kind of meet just because of introductions that were made, and they have poured into my life tremendously. I had a conversation yesterday with one of my mentors, and he poured so much into me, not just yesterday, but even this past weekend when he had his mastermind, and being able to have access to somebody like that. If you'd have asked me at the beginning of the year, would I be able to? I mean, and this dude got it going on. I'm talking top tier financial wise, but you wouldn't know that by the way that he connected, that he acted, and the way that he carried himself, because he's so adamant about pouring into others. So
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten poured into by people like that this year, that have
Mm-hmm.
seen me and wanted to say, you know what, brother, I like who you are, and I want to be able to do something for you, just as you've done something for me. So that's been my blessing, is being connected with people that I wouldn't ordinarily have been connected with this year, had it not been for
Yeah.
certain people that I was connected to and known and everything like that. So, or reached
I
out to.
love
So.
I love that, especially if you're a person who pours into people. It's always like you like, what about me? Dang, I done poured everything. And where the people that's gonna pour me my glass of sweet tea or lemonade? So I want to hear from Stacey, then I want to hear from Duke. I'm gonna go from Stacey, Duke, Calvin, Clarissa, and then Ahisha. Or some unexpected blessings, or some things that happened that you were like, all right, 2024.
For me, 2024 has just been like, whatever. But I'm a part of, there's some individuals, they know who they are, that have been there for me in my life. And then there's a women's group I'm a part of called the Brown Girls Empowerment. And I think that as women, we know how to connect and get together. And if you get the right group of women, you got something really powerful. So we all keep each other accountable, try to help with our businesses and, just different places in our lives. So that has been a blessing to me. And then my bishop, Bishop Bronner, has been a blessing to me. So sometimes you find blessings through people that you don't know personally, and then some people that you do know. And so those are some of the things that helped me get through the year as well, because again, losing my mom and just kind of navigating through all that. So I'm thankful for the ladies that have been in my life, and a couple of fellas that, sometime when you don't see the worth or what's going on with you, they're able to remind you. And especially come from I've been a poor all my life. Since I was about 5 years old, I've been a poor. I've been a pourer, and then you also get to the place where you have to reflect to make sure your pouring isn't a distraction, that you're pouring in so many people that you're really distracted from what's really going on with you. So I had to have a balance there, because I love, like, oh, what do you need? And oh, you know what, you could do this. And I love that. Like, it's I love it. But I also know, I had to think, am I deflecting from what I'm going through? Because like you say, who pours back into you? If I'm always pouring, they like, you got it, you good, you strong, you got
that.
And it's like, no, I just
it's
hold
annoying.
it together well.
It's annoying.
I just know how to bounce back well, but I need a hug. You know what I mean? I need somebody to call me and see how I'm doing. So, you know, for me now this year, I'm appreciative of those that have. I will continue to put out that energy to receive that as I give it, with not overpouring myself, because as we always say, you can't pour from a half empty jug. So I want to be around people that we can refill each other.
Yes, that part, because it's like, I need a hug. I'm telling you, that's the same way. What you just said is the same way I feel. Like, you know, and then pouring into other people, it's like, okay, who's going to pour into you? And like, you're like, I need a hug. I need to just check you okay, because people assume, oh, they good, oh, they doing this, or they're good. I'm the same way. I feel you on that, dude.
So, Stacey, I'm gonna take the baton from you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna keep on running with it, because you know, I'm gonna go here. I am a person that and Kendall, you notice, that is very appreciative, and I'm all about vibrations, right? With positive energy and stuff. So what I can tell you is, and this is by, you know, just being me, that attracts a lot of positive vibrations. And that's what I know. But in order for that to happen, you have to be one of those type of people, right? And that's what's been attracted, you know. And these forms, they come in different forms, whether that be someone that's a financial person, whether that's just a regular 9-to-5 woman, or a male, you know. And it could be something that they're just telling you that could have been a blessing. It didn't have anything to do with money. It didn't have anything to, what it did was you took whatever they had as that blessing and that energy, and it even made you feel different, right? It made you feel different. So that's me, right? I take those things along with that energy from people, positive energy, and I just pass it around, and it always comes back and forth. It just keeps coming, right? So and I'm very appreciative. So it's kind of hard now for me at this stage of my life, that somebody to step in there, and if they don't come with that, you know, it's just like, oh, I can even feel like, oh, you probably need to just go in another direction with this thing. So,
I don't want to hang out.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long. You know, it takes a couple minutes where you're like, oh, all right, well, let me go in the opposite direction. Hey, how you doing? Still polite, because that's that positive vibe thing. But I do got to get away from you, you know.
That part. It's so, that's real. That's so real, because especially if you radiate positive energy and you radiate that light when you walk into the room, you can feel that darkness. You can feel that person that is over there ready to zap your energy. It's even how they say hello. Like you say, you could stay right over there. I've done that plenty of times. I'm like, oh, I have been at dinner parties where nobody even knows why I got up, because, and like maybe shifted my seat or gone, because some people's energy, the negative energy, is so strong, you don't want it to get on you. You like, oh no.
Yeah, we don't want any parts of it at all. You know?
I'm allergic.
And you're
that's what I say too. Allergic.
and on top of that, and I'm gonna go, is this thing with peace. I know for me, if you don't come with peace, it's like I can't even do it. You could be the richest man in the world, and if there's no peace that's coming, it's like, well, again, how do I get away from this right here? Because, you know, God fearing and peace is man, it's so big in my life right now that I don't even know. I'm not even controlling it at this point. Like, God has me on autopilot, you know, on a peace and a positive vibe, you know, thing right now.
Yeah, that's real. Duke, you done said a lot. I forgot who I said next. I think it was Clarissa. That
Okay, who
because
gonna
that's
pass
so
that
real.
baton
Said
next?
Calvin.
It was
Right.
me.
Yes.
I'll let you, Duke, pass that baton to who you want to pass.
There you go.
Who you giving it to?
You got it.
Who you giving it to?
Let's go with the joy to inspire. Let's go.
Jersey, you see? You got Jersey.
I'm back.
Jersey in the house.
You passing the baton to me. So a couple of things that we've been talking about is that positivity, right? And how to hold on to it, and the fact that we attract it to ourselves, right? So it's the same thing when I run into people who are negative. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm going to bring the joy. I'm going to bring the light. I'm going to push out the darkness. That's something that I believe in, I know, and so I walk that way. So I said that to say that when we talk about like things that I am so happy for this year, two births happened this year. One was my grandbaby, my second one. Unexpected surprise. Listen, let me tell you, this baby is a bundle of joy, and I absolutely love being a grandmom. They are my Grammy Lammies, and we get it in. So blessing to that. The second birth was my journal that I'm coming out with. And the reason I'm so excited about the birth of it happening in 2024, even though you guys haven't seen it yet, is because these ideas have been in the womb for a couple of years. And then finally, everything just opened up like a light. Like when I say like a light, it was like, when I went back at my notes didn't make sense, everything just came together. And so those are the two births that I am most grateful for this year. I use my granddaughter as something to be excited for, because the thing that I have learned the most about being a grandmother and a parent to adult children, this has taught me my greatest lessons about regrets and why I don't have them. Because I used to regret the kind of parent I was until my children became adults and I see the people that they are. That's what I love about being 50, because you're now on the other side of the things that you went through. And you go, oh, that's the lesson. Oh, that's the gift. Oh, that's why that went that way. Like, my children, my son was with his father, right? And when, as a kid, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. Let him be with his dad. And now as a grown man at 29, I now can see on the other side what a blessing it was for him to be raised by his father, for him to be there. I was the traveler. He wasn't. So he would have never saw his son if I ran with him, because I was all over the place. But he had a steady job, stayed in the same state. He would never see his kid. I didn't know then that was the right decision to make.
These women out here.
What'd you say?
I said, you got to get to some of these women out here.
Listen, I would love to tell them things like that, because I have two baby fathers that I'm friends with and did not go through trauma with, because I allowed them to be the fathers to my children that they wanted to be. That they wanted to be, not who I wanted them to be, but who they wanted to be. And so if my adult children don't like their daddy, that's on your daddy.
Yeah.
Not on your mom.
Word right there.
Right? I would love to do a show just about that alone, because here I got a 29-year-old, a 25-year-old, and I'm not enemies with their fathers, nor have my children ever heard bad stories from me about their daddies. Not my business.
I'm with you on that.
Not my business.
I think, and whoever else, I think, Duke, Stacey, you got to be a part of that. Ahisha, yeah.
And so I use that because that's how I look at life, right? Like, my business is my business. And if I tend to me as my top priority, everything else just kind of falls in line, because what Kendall does is not my business. What Stacey does is not my business. But what Ahisha does is all my business.
Yeah.
And so every year I release things that didn't serve me well, so I can move forward to the things that are serving me well. And you guys said something before about letting people go. I was never a let go people. I felt like when you block people, you block yourself. But I realized something this year, that some people I was not serving well. So time for me to walk away.
That part.
Yep.
Because
I was not serving well.
Yourself. Right. Exactly.
Whether it was true or not, if they believe I'm not serving them well, I'm not serving you well. Period.
Right. There, that part. All right.
So
who you
those are the things that keep me moving forward.
I love it. I love it. Who you passing the baton to? We got Leroy, we got Clarissa, we had Brother Calvin.
Miss Clarissa, let's go.
So a lot happened in my 2024. I have to say 2023 was a crazy year. 2022 probably was worse. But 2024, I came into this year just deciding to say yes. Yes to new opportunities, yes to learning new things. And I brought this out. This has been on my mirror for years. I went to a women's event some years back, and they had like these different sayings at each person's table. And this is the one, whenever I go to do stuff like that, wherever I sit, that's the message that I'm supposed to get. So this has been the message that's been on my mirror.
Things change when you show up. Yeah.
All of these years. And I'll walk past my mirror and I'll say it. But this year I was more intentional. And my prayers and my affirmations for this year has been new doors of opportunities, and give me wisdom to know what doors to go in, and close doors that are not for me. And so that has been what my year is about. I'll say the biggest accomplishment this year, I started my master's in 2006. Life happened. They changed my whole program. I graduated in May with my master's degree. So that was a great accomplishment. I'm so excited. And
a lot of work.
Thank you. And so just my yes has been bringing me, I'm gonna get emotional. My yes has been bringing me to different opportunities. Like I'm sitting here going, I would not have this opportunity had I not said yes to Regina and meeting Kendall, right? So this year, in me saying yes, I have gotten, yes, and showing up. I've gotten new information. I've formed mutually beneficial relationships. I've learned so much about my business. I've been able to participate in a business cohort where I won a pitch contest twice, first place and then third place. And so I'm excited about all the things that happened in this year because I chose to release things, right? And so I want to say it was a good year for me because I chose to release things. And I have to say, unfortunately, sometimes it's your family. And that's what I had to do. I had to release my oldest son. I had to say, I just can't do for you anymore because of where he was. And so I agree with Ron in regards to the peace. I had to say, look, my peace is too important. And when I tell you, once you find that peace that surpasses all understanding, I wish you would. I wish you would.
We really want to know that too.
This piece, right? And so my year, 2024, really has been a good year for me. And it allowed me to trust myself. Trust myself. A little bit of what Stacey said in regards to us being older, but knowing that we have this amazing purpose in us, but our history, our experiences will cause us to have that little doubt, whether it's I'm too old, whether it's gonna happen for me, whether it's already happening, whether I don't know because this felt I absolutely know. I actually was just talking to my granddaughter this morning. She's 15, and I was telling her how I recognize that there's an energy about me. I recognize that there is so many things in me that God has given me to do. And 2025, we're not going to say 2025, today.
Today.
We said earlier today, we're not
Can the church say today? Can the church say today?
Today.
Couple hours from now.
So tomorrow when you can what? Today.
Right. I just want to say this because I don't want to go on nobody's time, but I just want to say this about us and you too, because you say you're not a Gen Xer, you adopted. But I'm saying is, I don't want this to sound morbid, but
she's trying to call you old.
What I'm saying. When you over 50, it's a different type of feel. It's one like I've arrived. Two,
a different life.
Three, I'm going
still here.
The end. Like
and I ain't got time for it.
If you're blessed to live to 80, 90, 100, we definitely going to the end. So I say rock out, take risks, say yes, do something happy, get rid of people out your life that don't love you.
Fear nothing.
30s, we still trying to figure it out and hold on to people because I've known them a long time. Anybody I was friends with 25 years ago, one of my best friends that we were best friends, we are not best friends. I didn't see you in 15 years. I don't know who you are. It's people I meet now that I'm like, okay, and I'm supposed to be talking about this, my best friend. Listen, if you and I vibe and could collab and get some business done and grow together, then you my friend, okay?
That's
Other than that, we are going to the grave. So ain't nobody got time to be like, should I or whatever. I say jump
Come
out that
on.
plane if you want
Yes.
to. Start 25 businesses if you can. Do what it is and have fun
Hey.
doing it. Okay,
I'm
that's
booking
it.
I've
Hey.
booked my first
Hey.
cruise. I'm going on my first cruise in
Come
2025
on.
because
You
there was
better
a
That's all
go.
I
time.
do is
There was
travel.
a time like I'm not going out there in all that water, and then I was like, no, Clarissa, you want to live, so you
Right.
just got to jump out there. You
That
just gonna
part.
be downstairs. You're not even gonna be in the balcony. You just gonna do it, right? So
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
just thankful for that because, like you said, when you get to a certain age, I am 55. And I'm at a place like there's not too many more Christmases ahead of me. That's what my pastor used to say.
What you
You
say?
have
You
this
got 30
many
more
summers
summers.
ahead of you, and you got this many behind you. But I think about that, but then I think about it in a way like you don't have time. You don't have time.
Live.
No.
I have a t-shirt. I have a t-shirt line, and one of my t-shirts is "Live Full, Die Empty." And I want to
Yeah.
release every single thing that God has placed inside of me that I have been writing and holding and writing and holding. And I'm like, in 2024, I released 2 books in 2024,
Yes.
and I got another one. So it's like, again, I'm 55. It's like we don't have any time to waste. Whatever little
We
fear
don't
is
have
there,
time.
Right.
it's gonna
Right.
go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I say this
The
too?
graveyard is full. And I want definitely Calvin and Leroy to speak. And I don't know if you guys have it. We'll do 15 more minutes and then we'll cut it so I can give you guys back your day. But the graveyard is full of shoulda, woulda, couldas. The graveyard
Yeah.
is full. People have died with ideas that only
Mhm.
they were designed to see to fruition.
Yes.
There's so
Yes.
many people that are afraid to live. Life is literally dragging them along and they're allowing life to live it and they're not living life. We have to start
Mhm.
living life. And you can say, oh, this year I didn't live life. 2023, we ain't talking about that no more. We're talking about moving forward from this day forward, not tomorrow when you say Happy New Year. We are talking
Right.
about today. You can start your life over today. Y'all know my saying, it's never too late to remix your life at any phase,
Mhm.
age, or stage. So you can make the decision. That's what it starts with, y'all. The decision to say, you know what? That ain't work for me. I'm going to do something different and really decide that. I don't care how old you are. Our days are numbered. We don't know. It's no time to waste on foolishness and nonsense. There's no time to waste on if that person likes me or that person don't like me. That person got a like. I didn't get a like. I'm not posting this. I don't care. I talk to people. If you post something and nobody likes it, if you love it, that's all. That's the only confirmation and validation you need.
Right.
We have to get off of this cycle of trying to seek validation from other people and asking people, what you think
Oh
I should
yeah.
do? You know what you should do. You already feel it. Go with what you feel. All you
Right.
need is to talk to God. You ain't need to ask 11 people what you should do about something. Just go
That's
on and
hate.
do your thing. Right.
That
To
could be
say,
hate.
I don't know about that. Like you said about business, they ain't business people. You can't tell a non-dreamer your dream.
Mm.
Somebody
Because
don't
God didn't
dream.
give it to them. He gave it
Or
to
Right.
have
you.
You
wealthy
can't tell
conversation with
a non-dreamer.
broke-minded people.
No, you can't. You have this like-minded people, whether you met somebody 10 minutes ago and they done pierced your spirit so good that
Yes.
you know that blessing is on the other side of them. It doesn't matter. Stop saying no new friends. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Mhm.
You don't know what blessing lies in a new friend. All right, so
Yeah.
who's passing the on to? I'm going to go to
Calvin.
Leroy. Okay. I'm going to go to
Oh,
Leroy. Leroy just sit there all quiet like somebody stole his bike. I'm going to go to Leroy first and then I'm gonna go to Calvin.
Yeah, well, 2024 for me was about eliminating people, places, and things that wasted my time.
Mhm.
My mantra for all this year was
Mm,
to reclaim your time. And that had to do with the entrepreneurs
mm-hmm,
that I deal with because there's so many people that don't understand that our time is our most precious asset that we have. You
mm-hmm,
can't add to it, you can't take from it. You get what you get. We only get 168 hours in a week. That's
mm,
all we get.
mm,
Everybody, from the richest man, richest woman in the world, to the person that may be homeless on the street. All of us
Mhm.
only get 168. And the question is, what are you doing with your 168? What are you doing with your 24 hours? What are you doing to maximize what it is that you're doing? And if there's anything, anybody, anywhere that is taken away from your time, that's wasting your time, you must reclaim it. That means, and I know this year I had to reclaim my time from social media. I had to reclaim my time
yeah,
from from those things that were keeping me from procrastination, the things that were keeping me from being able to get to where it is that I wanted to want
That's
to get
real.
to. And I had to find clarity. I found
Right.
clarity in defining in what it is that three things. If y'all don't get anything else that I say today, is three things that you must understand in being able to gain clarity. Who do you need to be? What do you need to do? And what is it that you want to have
Mm,
out of 2025? Who is
mm,
it that
mm,
you need to be?
mhm,
What is it you have to do? And
mhm,
what is it that you want to have, the results that you want to be
mhm.
able to get? That was what my 2024 was about. The do, and the have, which I learned from my brother Donald Morton. And he gave me so much clarity with developing my personal value system that I have, my brand value system, and understanding the decisions that I made. Once I learned that, the decisions that I made it so much easier. But every single thing that you all talked about has to do with your time and
Mhm,
making the decision to say, you know what, is
mhm.
it worth my time? Is it not worth my time? Is it
Yes,
taken away? Does it have to do with my personal value system, which are
yes,
those
Leroy.
principles? It's simple 7 principles that you do not divert from.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna give you mine real quick because I know we got to go. My 7 personal value systems are vision, vision, uniqueness, commitment, consistency, excellence, and accountability. If anything that I'm doing doesn't have to do with those 7 things, I don't do it. I can't do it because it is a waste of my time.
And
It's
that
not
time.
getting me to where it is that I need to be with anything that I want to do. And it's helped me with 2024 and even going into 2025, which is being intentional. It's the
I
year
love it.
of intentional movement. It's about power moves for me in 2025. What power
I
moves
love it.
am I making? Do I need to make? And I've got to be intentional about every single move that I make, just like playing chess. And then any of y'all that play chess, you know every move has to be intentional
Intentional.
in
Intentional.
chess. And it's not just about that one move. It's about the move after that, and the move after that, and the move after that.
Yeah.
So that's what my 2024 was about, and then what my 2025 is moving into. If you wasted my time, nope, I'm
I'm with
reclaiming it.
you on that.
I like that.
Right.
And
I
so
like it.
as Senator what's her name,
Maxine Waters. I'm
yeah,
reclaiming.
Maxine Water, I reclaim my time.
Yes.
that's
If you
that's
reclaiming your time, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I see y'all reclaiming
That's
my
what I'm gonna be
time.
saying with anything and everybody. I'm gonna
Reclaiming
go,
my
does
time.
this help me get to where I
Mhm.
need to be? It doesn't. I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
You know what
No.
I mean?
right.
Because I don't, but you know what? I say it all the time. I don't have time to waste. I don't. And
Mhm.
when time is the most valuable commodity you can give to anything or anybody. And when I do relationship coaching and women say, and we'll talk about this on another show, but women say, I'm just going to get a meal. I'm like, is your time worth a meal? Somebody that you might not even like, you're going to sit to dinner, an hour,
Ugh,
Right.
appetizer, dessert, and
no.
give them your time. And you
Time.
gotta look at them, they got to look at you for a meal. I'm happy for a meal. What you want?
I can
Like,
cook so I
no.
can make my own
Right.
meal. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
come on. So it's
And it'll
like your
taste better.
time, right? Your time is precious, and don't just be giving your time away. You really have to ask yourself that question. Leroy just said, "Is it worth my time?" I'm so glad that this is worth
Leroy, I'm
y'all
gonna get
time.
a
I'm
shirt
so
that
glad
say
that
that.
y'all here.
I
Right.
got a mug. I
Don't,
got a
I
mug
got a
for
song.
Christmas. I got a mug
Don't
for
waste
Christmas.
my
It says, "I'm billing you for my time."
yes.
Mhm.
Billable hours.
That
Billable
they'll leave you
hours.
alone when you start billing.
Yes.
Nice.
Mhm.
So I'm
They say,
glad
can I pick your
everybody.
brain? You go, can you pick a package?
Right, there you go. I'm glad everybody is knowing that their time is valuable watching this. I don't take it lightly that my panel is giving me their time. I don't take it for granted that you watching this, whether you watch 5 minutes, some of y'all on the whole time. I appreciate your time. I take nobody's time lightly. So let me get to Calvin and we're going to wrap up on what we have in store and we're going to proclaim, we're going to pray, and we're going to profess what we're having in 2025. And Lord says, if one or more agree, or two or more agree, we are going to agree on that. And then I would love to hear progress reports like, oh my God, that came true. I did that. But y'all got to do the work too. Y'all can't be just sitting back like, God said he gonna do. No, you got to still be a participant in your own life. The SOS belongs to you. You got to save yourself also, and God will meet you exactly where you are, but you got to do the work. All right, Calvin.
Absolutely. I'm remixing my faith. I want to look at Philippians 1 and 6 from the King James Version. Being confident in this very thing, that he which have begun a good work in you
Yes.
will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. And that's something I always hold dear in my heart. That when times get rough or things are not lining up the way I think they should, or even God showed me that they might should, and something looks a little different, I got to remember that if he started the work, he's going to continue to perform, to do, to activate that which he said until he comes back to get us. And that's what it is. And I look back over my 2024, some unexpected blessings always seem to come from my students. I'm a high school teacher, and that's one of my callings, and I'm a youth mentor. And so seeing myself in young people is always a blessing, and a lot of times it's a hilarious blessing and retrospective analysis of who I used to be, and how I can also minister because of what I see in these young people. And a lot of times they encourage me. I teach at a school full time, and then I'm a counselor in a dorm space at a boarding school on the street where I actually grew up. So that's full circle. And so there's one student at the school I teach at, and then there's a couple at the boarding school that this year have made sure to remind me that I need to drop my new song because I told them it was coming. And you will see that my name is Undo Over because that's the name of my new single that's coming out. And it really applies to what we're dealing with, thinking about the year that we're releasing. Okay, the question would be, would you do 2024 over? That's the undo over. Would you do it over? And the sarcasm of it and the juxtaposition is I would not redo it over because I have a 2025, and if God willing, a 2026 and beyond, like somebody else said earlier. And so we don't repeat the same mistakes. We learn and move forward, and then we create the peace and the life that God has showed us. And so I also want to say that I'm remixing my outlook on my view of this new presidency. You see, because the Lord is sovereign, y'all, and most importantly, He's all powerful. No fear in 2025. No fear.
It don't
People
matter
laugh
who's
at me,
president.
and they know me because in entertainment ministry and through my learning and interning and things like that, I've learned a certain professional aggression, I guess, or persistence. And I'll knock on any door. People be like, if you saw Beyonce today, would you ask her to be on? Of course, why not? She's an artist just like me. Okay, so in 2025, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just about I may be speaking from entertainment, but whatever it is, your family, your children, your job, your ministry, your relationship with the Lord. All of these things, you speak life to it. Speak life in 2025. No negativity. It's not that you can't acknowledge that maybe there's a problem. Okay, we should have done this better. Okay, come to the table with solutions, and here are some suggestions on how we can move forward. What are your suggestions? Let's collaborate and make it happen. And so that's what I wanted to share.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Yeah.
I want to jump because he mentioned faith, right? So one of the things that I'm embracing this year, and I've been saying it all last year, right? I am ready to come out of my stage of belief and walk into my stage of knowing. I heard a scientist say that once you know something, you cannot unknow it. You can forget it. You can choose not to use it. You can put it in the background. But once you know, if I said to you guys right now, do you believe 2 + 2 is 4? You would say, no, I know 2 + 2 is 4. That's how I'm becoming about the things that I understand. I know everything is always working out for me. I'm 53 years old this year. If I don't know that, if I haven't been through enough things to know that they work out for me every single time.
Every time.
So I don't believe it anymore.
Let's pause on that for a moment. And I need you to put some prayer hands in the comments. If it worked out for you before. You thought, even in the final hour, something you thought was not going to work out for you this year, and God worked that thing up. I need you to take a moment and just pray on that.
Yeah.
And clap.
And not even that, knowing when you know
that God got it. Before I go to bed, it's on my wall. It says, give it to God to go to sleep. On my phone, it says, when the screen print, I don't know if you can see it, it says, leave the details to God. Mm-hmm. We be minding God's business. We be trying, we need to stay in the
I know God, but
give it to God. No, just like a child knows. Don't get me preaching. Just like a child knows. When they wake up in the morning, you're going to have breakfast for them. Yeah. They know it. This not like
turn on that light and it's going to work.
About it. They know the light's going to work. They know God is your Father. Woo!
I want to give one example how God showed up for me last night, right? Just real quick. So I do video editing, right? So my girlfriend did all these trips last year. She wanted me to edit it, right? So I was like, I'm not a professional, but I do really good. So I did the editing and all that and stuff. And she was like, how much you gonna charge me, right? So I was like, you to bless me, I'm gonna bless you. And then she said, no, I'm gonna send you some. So she sent me some. And then she said, I got somebody else that wants needs this done. You need to have a price. I said, oh, well, I have a price. I just was showing you love. She said, well, let me pay your price. Yes. She said, 2025, we're paying prices. And today,
I said, Joe said today.
Come on.
I needed the money. I needed it. And God said, I'm going to show up. It said the 24th hour before the first.
You about to make me cry on that one.
For you, and I'm going to give you this, and she's going to send you more money because she said, I'm going to pay you your worth.
Run me what do.
Not yesterday's price. Let me just pause right there. All of you creatives, all of you business people, I'm gonna point the finger back to me too. All of you people who have worth, who have value, who have skills, who have talents, stop giving them away. You are worthy. God, you're worrying about praying about money, and everything that you need is inside of you. You giving people your stuff away. Everything you need is inside of you. It's so important to say, you know what, this is my value, this is my worth, because they're going to pay it. They're going to pay someone else. If you say it's free, they're going to pay somebody else. So no, in 2025, that what you have to offer, all the creative things that you do, all the things you innately do, like Stacey just said, she's not a professional, but she knows how to do it. We all
spend hours on it, I bet.
So many amazing things.
I do it. I know.
I do it. I make, and I charge, sometimes minimal price, but I make logo. Y'all know also I make logos, I edit video, I produce workshops, I produce podcasts, I create. I can go down a litany of lists, the things that I do. And I got a website with prices on it, and I still be like, I'm gonna do it.
And stop worrying about what people are talking about. You do all this, because at first I was like, I do sweatshirts. I got a skincare line, and you be thinking like, well, I don't want to say
hair, nails, editing, you
do it well. When I can't do it all well, I don't do it. But we got to stop being scared. Do what God told you to do. That book, that journal, that ministry, that album, whatever it is, I'm dropping it. If I could sing, I'm going to be like, I'm dropping it. You know what I'm saying? As long as you can do it with excellence and you're not overwhelming yourself, I say do whatever you do.
That
was the revelation.
Panel, let me just say this. With this panel, I had so much trouble trying to narrow it down on something that you do, because everybody on this panel does 1,000 things. And I was like, what do I put? When Duke's an educator, he's a podcaster, he's like, what do you put? I didn't know. That's everybody on here does so many amazing things. So I'm praying over everybody's career right now. I will pray now. I will pray later. I pray over everybody's career. I pray Amos 9:13 for everybody. It won't be long now. Blessings on blessings on blessings are coming. They are going to flow like wine off the hills and the mountaintops. Everything that you guys desire, everything that's in your heart, everything that God put you there, the gifts that you have, the ideas that you have, the future that you want, the love that you want, the marriage that you want, the friendships that you want. The be kinder, be wiser, be more fulfilled, put God first. I pray that everything that you want in 2025 for this panel and whoever is watching, God blesses you. The first thing you got to do is put him first, leave the details to God, mind your business, drink your water, and God will give everything to you. Do the work. God got us. He got us. I'm telling you, 2025 is a different energy.
Amen.
I just want to ask quickly, tell me what you're working on. Tell me what you're expecting, God, for 2025. I don't want to take up any more of your time. If you can quickly go through it. Clarissa, you had something to say first, and then we'll do that. And then Calvin, go ahead. Clarissa, you were saying something.
I forgot because you started praying. I have a whole lot of things that I put there. Like, let me speak on that. I know what it's going to say. My mug that says I'm billing you for my time is really more for me, right? Because we're so passionate about what we do. We're so wanting to help people, and any way I can be a blessing. I've stopped that, right? I've stopped that because I am older and I can't get that back. And I find that you get more respect from the people that pay you. Right? They value what you're doing. They value what you're telling them more when you're saying, hey, listen, I value this enough that you need to pay me. There's no family discounts. There's no homegirl discounts. There's no, I thought she was going to hook me up. This is business. It's not personal. So that billing for my time is really more for me to not give away my time.
Yes.
Right? That I can't get back those 160 something minutes we have.
What you say, Leroy? How many minutes you say?
168 in a day, in a week.
168.
Yes.
168 hours in a week.
Yes. I can't
24
get
times 7.
If you think about it, that ain't even that long. So think about the hours or the minutes we're giving somebody, dude. Think about that. That's not
anything for that matter. That's not bringing us anything.
Listen, and you can't take out. You have to sleep also.
Right.
So you gotta sleep. So,
and but for me, I just want everybody to mark your calendars for Valentine's Day, February 14th. Undo Over is the single. It is featuring Scola from Drew Hill and Rel, formerly of Rockefeller Records, Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter. And so the song is a breakup song, but it's not a bashing song. It's an introspective, retrospective take on relationships and breakups from a male perspective. I wrote and arranged the song, and of course, to have Scola and Rel is one of my top favorite male vocalists. And so, like you all said, you got to believe in yourself to jump out and ask a Scola and a Rel, would you feature on my song? And for them to both immediately say yes, for them to both handle the business the right way, and send in whatever they need to send in on time, respectfully, and be excited about it and encourage me along the way is something that I haven't been used to in my experience as an artist, but that's another story. So Undo Over. It answers the question, would you take your ex back? That's what it is. Nope. February 14th on all platforms. Brother Calvin, holla at your boy. What you say, Kendall?
I think they had a song, If You Take Your Ex Back. No.
Nah, we can't go backwards. Can't go back.
And it's the why. And the why is in the song. It's in the right. The why I'm not going back is all in it.
All right. You should say, Duke, you can't go backwards.
Nah, not when God got you out of it. How you gonna go back when he got you out?
Come on.
Thank you, Jesus.
That part. How? Listen, wait, that's a word. How would you go back when he got you out?
You know
just pause on that. Meditate. You prayed to get out of that relationship. You prayed to get out.
Breakup.
Right. You prayed to get out of that relationship. You prayed. God granted your prayer, and here you go tiptoeing back.
Tiptoeing back. He sat me down. Look, he sat me down on my couch, smacked me in my head, hollered at me, and he cursed at me. God did all that. He said, "Boy, I dare you. You see what I got over here for you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
I be feeling like God be doing this, like, "Oh my God, I told this dodo bird." God be grilling me. God be like, girl. Yeah, he'd be like, you getting on my nerve.
Kendall, I don't know if you remember, Kendall, you asked me on one of the interviews we did on your show, you said, do you think God be laughing at us?
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, I am a #1 comedian in God's life. Let me tell you, I'll be having him dying with what my vision is, what I'm gonna do.
That part, stay in the
Let me
child's
reel
place.
you back in. Look, he told me, let me reel you back in. You just hard-headed.
Yeah.
Sat me right on down.
Yeah.
He like, I oughta, you
I don't
know.
want to feel that no more. Okay, guy, you got me. I'm sorry. Boom.
I'm sorry. So
Hey,
we're
listen,
not going
I'm
back.
gonna leave
Duke, what are we gonna do quickly? What are we expecting in 2025? And then we're gonna go to Leroy. We're gonna go to Stacey, Clarissa, Calvin, and then Ahisha.
Project, as you know, I'm into the podcasting world. So you know, that on that side, it's a technical thing right now that I got my foot on the gas with. So I'm looking forward to probably that getting jump started within these next couple weeks, you know, because we have the sports thing flowing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got to get that going. And I'm also a part of a company titled Label Link, and I'm so excited about that. And what they do is, you know how, just to sum it up real quick, how you go into supermarkets and everybody has, you know, you scan what you need to do when you go to the grocery shop and your the price comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the game changer is you're able to take your phone and you're able to scan the code that's on there, and everything comes up in your phone. In terms of, if I had to make a long story short, it would be like the birth of that particular project.
Oh, I love that.
So gone are the looking at the back of things to see what kind of ingredients they are. All you have to do is scan this particular thing. It's going to be right in your phone, and it's an AI generated thing also where if you're allergic to anything, once you put that you're allergic to peanuts, it'll stay locked in. So whatever you scan, it could be wine, it could be food, it could be whatever it is, it's going to say, you know, this has a peanut allergy, you have peanut everything. So, and it's more to do, it's more to do it with that, but I'm so excited to be a part of that. So the thing for me is manufacturers. And that could be in the pharmaceutical business, the auto business, the food and beverage, all of these people, I have to contact them because of this launch, which, you know, my work is cut out for me for doing that.
You got it. You got it. And now I'm the person you're talking to. I look on the back of everything. So I'll be the first one to get it. I'm in the grocery store. I look on the back of everything, you know, making sure my health is tip-top shape. Y'all know that I'm a cancer survivor. I don't play no games. I look on the back of everything. But I pray that all of that, I know that all of that will be successful for you. I know that God is going to bless that. I know that this is going to make you $1 million. I know. And I'm with you. And I think we all can agree on that. I love that.
And I'm going to leave this right here with everybody, as well as your fans in the world. Bumps in the road are normal.
Yep.
That's it. That's period.
Part of life, right?
Hard period.
They make life more fun.
Okay, next up. Y'all, it's like school. Y'all got to remember the order I gave.
I'm going to go because my phone is about to die.
Okay, go ahead. Go.
So I have releasing this year something called My Story Journal. Reflections Over 50, A Legacy of Love. This is specifically for women over 50. It is a journal that will give you the opportunity, and I'm going to say this, African-American women especially, to leave our story behind because they're already trying to wipe our story out, right? Woo! So this is a completely illustrated book, so it won't be just white pages for you to answer questions, but it's going to give you an opportunity to leave your history about your family, anything you want to leave your grandkids. It's going to be interactive with you and your children and your grandchildren and friends and things like that. It's meant not just for you to leave your story, but it's also going to guide you through some troubles and things like that you may need some help with. There will also be some sessions with me called the Heart and Spark series that will coincide with the book. So I'm hoping to have that released before June of this year. With it being illustrated, it's not just, a copy and paste and put it out there. So every single page is being illustrated by me, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful.
And let me tell y'all something. I'm so honored that she shared she wants me to contribute in some way. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But not even that she wanted me to contribute, that she showed me what she's working on. So I don't take that lightly, because that's trust and that you valued my opinion. And when I tell you this project is super dope, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this. She has worked all year. This thing is phenomenal. And I'm not just saying this. And I know that God is going to bless this. I know that us over 50, we need this. This will make a great gift. And the way that she's doing it, I have journals. I've written journals. I love journals. I read journals. I have never seen a project like this. And I'm not even joking. I'm not gassing you. It's
Thank you.
amazing. And I pray much success over that. And
It was divinely given.
Can I borrow $5 in advance when you start making all this in advance? Do YouTube in advance, okay?
I love your support.
They come next. Iris, I know you got to go, but I have something that's gonna complement what you're doing. But I can get it to Clarissa, let her get it to you, okay?
I would love that.
What you're doing.
Love that.
Okay, I'm gonna go real fast because my phone down too.
If I disappear, y'all, it's not on purpose. The phone just died.
And I have a few things. So my son and I have a company called Bloom Creative Agency. My son is a creative. He does logos, websites, clothing, and all that. So I decided to go into business with him. This is like one of the shirts I got for Gen X.
Love it.
But have all that. Everything I do is for Gen X. I mean, not that if you're 40, you can't participate, but it's for my people. And so Bloom Creative Agency, we do marketing, social media, all those different things. Then I have the Digital Women's Society for Gen X women, because all these talents we have, and for some women that don't know how to start that journal, that don't know how to start that book or sell digital products, I'm helping us get over that hump of being nervous on camera. You can do faceless. So I'm showing women of our age how to get into this digital marketing space and make some money. The other thing is I have a skincare line, because I'm just made 53 on my birthday. And so I'm all about pro-aging and keeping your skin and all that tight and right. So I have a company called Skin Life Skincare, where we have face products, we have body oil, natural body oils, all those good things to nurture your skin. And then there's the Bounce Back Social Club. So where you see the Bounce Back Architect is for Gen X women and men that are learning to bounce back through life adversities through emotional intelligence. So if you follow me on social media, you'll see my talking heads, you'll see my podcast-ish talks about just living after 50, taking life. All the things we talked about today is the things I talk about on that. So I know that was a lot, but I'll make sure that she gets it all to you guys. And
thank you.
Thank you. And support you all as well.
Yeah,
hey man, let me jump on in here.
I love community. I love it. All right, Calvin, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna, for once, Kendall, I'm gonna stick with one thing.
Oh Lord.
Even
though you already had your shot.
For once in my life, I'm not gonna run down the list. For once in my life, I'm doing good. Okay, so Undo Over is the single, y'all, and I'm drilling it only because I'm gonna need the biggest push and support from the community that I've ever needed musically. What I would like for is everybody that's watching and listening, if you know a program director from radio, television, podcast, Instagram live shows, if somebody does Instagram live shows where they interview artists and have artists perform, if you could send me those direct email addresses right to my inbox on Facebook, Instagram, you can find me easily online. Just send it to me. So I've already started sending the song out for radio play. I'm just gonna need y'all support. Also, if you are in the Maryland area, and you know a pastor that might could use a guest worship leader on any given Sunday, then holla at your boy. So I'll say those two things.
I told you I never met nobody like Calvin ever in my life, and I ain't mad at you. Clarissa, what you got?
So I have I have a lot of things already in the works for 2025, but two things I'm going to speak of. on March the 8th, which is Women's History Day, Women's Day. I am a part of a group of women, and we will be telling our stories from the stage. The show is called There Will Be Joy. And if you go to my page, Clarissa Law, you'll see the information there. But I will be telling my story from the stage, and the story is, it was not so good, but finding the joy in that story. So I'm really excited about that because it's definitely something different. And then my big project that I'm working on this year, which is my business I pitched through my nonprofit, I will be opening up a home for teen girls aging out of foster care called the Success House. I'm going to be using all of my skills as a life coach, mental health professional, all of that to help these young ladies. And some other things that I'll just keep that till it's kind of in the motion. But those are my two biggest things that I'm working on in 2025. And I am absolutely exceedingly excited about it all.
Clarissa, I would love to know more about the foster girls. My mom was a foster parent for all of my life. And so I grew up with foster kids in my house my whole entire life.
And that's why I decided
sometimes being on the other side of that, of seeing what these kids go through.
Yeah.
That's a whole different story in itself.
Yeah, I became I became a foster parent to just teen girls because they are the hardest to place. The boys too, but I have a passion for our young women going in. I was a teen mom, so that not knowing where to go, I just want to be that solution for them. So I'm looking for mentors. I'm looking for community partners, board members, and things like that. So I definitely will share more with you because I wrote all y'all names down. I'm gonna be connecting on Facebook, but I'm just really excited about that. Like I said, I had them in my home, and I was like, yeah, I can't, like, some of the stuff they brought. I'm like,
things they've been through is unbelievable. And then they try to go to regular school and deal with regular girls that are looking at them like, we just like boys. They're like, oh, been through that already.
Well, the biggest thing is when they turn 18 and if they don't go into independent living, they're automatically homeless. So if they want to do independent living and they want to go to school or go to work, they need to have a place to live first, right? So I'm meeting that need for them. So I'm really excited.
Love it.
Yes, and I pray that's something that's so meaningful and so powerful and so necessary. I pray that, you know, God supersedes what you even think is going to happen.
Yes.
Like your dream and what you think is going to be this small. I think God is going to magnify that. Just be prepared, because that's going to grow rapidly. It's going to be more successful. You're going to need more hands on it than you even think. It's going to go way beyond you.
I received
that. Yes. And I say this, Calvin, you doing what you did. A lady, she said, I produce live shows in Richmond. And she said, I also have connections throughout the world.
Come on.
Ask and receive.
There you go.
Well, I will try to connect. If you could send me a email at calshowtime@gmail.com, CAL showtime@gmail.com. That's if you can't find me on social media. Thank you so much. I look forward to connecting with you. Thank you, Kendall, for sharing that too.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. And I thank you. This show was
so nice
supposed to go this long.
Y'all too.
Folks were talking, folks were sharing, and anybody could drop off at any time. I'm being interviewed, was supposed to be interviewed 30 minutes ago, but I pushed that back because God was leading this. I had nothing to do with it. This was important. So I thank everybody for tuning in. I know phones were dying, people's, the connection.
I can't believe mine's holding on.
Mine is dying now.
Supposed to go this long, but I let God do what he does, and that's what I'm gonna let him do
always.
For 2025. Like those still on, I thank you. Those who gave all of that time, I thank you. So your grandbaby so much. Duke
just came down looking for
Duke might be, he's still there. So I don't know if he had to go take a call, go to the bathroom. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate Stacey. I appreciate Dr.Leroy Mckenzie. There go grandbaby. Duke, Clarissa, Calvin, Ahisha. Thank you, everybody who stayed the entire time watching. I don't take it lightly. Time is a commodity. I just want you this year to, like Ahisha said, to know that whatever it is God got you is going to work just like it worked before. I want you to continue being great. I don't want anybody to dim your shine. I want to make sure that you know that you know that you know that you are purposeful. I want you to get rid of the dead weight, the baggage, and surround yourself with people with positive energy in the light that you provide the world. God got you.
Amen.
And I want to make sure you know that. Just keep him first and continue going forth. Like Leroy said, we reclaiming our time. We don't have time to waste. It's onward and upward. 2025, we thriving in 2025. We are more than surviving. We are alive in 2025. Happy New Year, everyone. Do something great with this last day of 2024. Start now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Forget about resolutions. Just live right. Live your life. Give yourself to God. Leave the details to him. Do your work. Put your head down. Mind your business and drink your water.
Mind your
All right,
business.
y'all.
Love you all. Happy New Year.
I just want to say,
Happy New Year.
I just want to say
Happy
this
New
is my
Year.
season for cheering me. I want to share that with y'all. We cheer so many people. This is my season for cheering me.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Yes.
You go,
All right,
Clarissa.
everybody.
Yeah.
You go. You go. Everybody
Happy
have an
New Year.
amazing Happy New Year.
Happy New
Y'all wanna sing
Year.
it? Like, sometimes I
Oh,
do
yeah.
a pop-up show. So I might be calling some of the same people. Hey, you got 10 minutes, say Happy New Year. That's how I do. But all right, I love y'all. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Please bless somebody and share this episode with someone. It's all about lessons. It's all about blessings. It's all about learning. Don't worry about what didn't happen in 2024. Timing and season is everything. And that's how God governs us. And that's how he operates. All right. Till next time. God bless y'all. Peace.
Bye-bye.